Figuring it out. Red, thoughts on the weekend? Yeah?
It's kind of rough.
Well, I guess where are we coming home from?
Coming home from Walker, Minnesota, right, George?
Right.
Walker,
Leech
Minnesota. Leech Lake 200. Ah, it was a good event. First time back, and I say back. We had never been to Walker, but Walker's not new to cross country racing. But back to racing in Walker area for them, so that's cool. They seemed excited about it. Setup was pretty good. Right outside of Trapper's Landing. The snow on the trails took a bit of a hit, so we ended up running a lake race, which I don't know, turned out fine. It was a challenge for everybody, that's for sure, which I see no problem with.
A little bit different lake race than we're used to.
Yeah. Everyone talks about NATO ash not being plowed and how that could be a challenge. This was unplowed as well. Same kind of challenge, I think. Maybe even a little more. This just felt a little different than NATO ash. NATO ash last year had a lot of snow and got rough, but it was pretty new snow.
I think with the lack of laps as well.
Yeah, so they stretched it out to 25 miles versus a 10-mile loop. So this didn't get broke in quite like a 10-mile course would. This stayed pretty rough. We had warm temperatures on our side to try to help soften some of that stuff up, but some of that stuff was just concrete. I don't know.
How'd you feel on the sleds?
You finished both days. We both finished today. Had a little bit of frustration yesterday, but I don't know. We got a lot to learn. We're still learning shock settings, which will sound funny to everyone, but we're used to a shock just being there. There's your shock. Do some revalving and stuff, but we never really got into that. So. I feel like we learned a lot over the weekend, just on setup wise and how to react to different conditions a little bit.
Right on.
What about you?
I'm sore. That's all I got.
Oh, you gotta have something more than that.
I don't know. It was just good to get some more finishes under us. I think both of us. It was a really rough start to the year for myself, for sure. I mean, I think we both had our downs, but I don't know. Just getting some more finishes and more time on those sleds. I felt way more comfortable on there. I felt way more comfortable riding today than I have in a long time, so going in the right direction.
Physically, you feel like your conditioning's up to snuff?
It's never quite there, George. Never quite there.
Well, you seem to ride pretty well. You didn't come back, just completely shot.
No. Obviously there's a workout regimen somewhere, but God, I don't know if I want to hold on to a bar any longer. So.
Well, a big part of that's just how rough it is, right?
Yeah, it was roughest course I've ever raced.
Really?
Which isn't saying much. I'm not like a long time veteran by any means, but that was a lot. But it wasn't so bad. It was 2 25-mile laps just out for a ride, trying to go fast.
Where is Longton Motorsports headed next? What's next on the circuit?
Next weekend we're headed to Nadawash, Minnesota for the Snowdio. Is it the 53rd, 54th?
I forget exactly.
It's up there. Something they had 53rd, 54th annual Snowdio. That's another unplowed lake course. Usually that's a 10-mile lap, not a 25 like we did here in Walker. I liked Nadawash was my favorite race last year. For the little bit that I didn't race it, I think I raced day 1. I didn't make it day 2, but no, excited for that. Gonna be sore back-to-back weekends for sure. So that 2 week in between the 500 and this was kind of a nice little break, nice little breather. But I will be back at it next weekend.
Yep.
Did you end up